The P365 Fuse. Is this actually the best 365 that Sig Sauer has made? Let's find out. All right, so the Sig P365 Fuse is a very large gun, but also a very skinny gun. With that said, this kind of gives you that unique idea that you could carry a gun that has all the full-size characteristics, long grip, long slide, excellent accuracy, and a very slim-line package. And to me, I think that's really what the saving grace of this 365 XL is. So if there are people out there saying that this is too big, I don't think it is. I think it should carry very well. I think it's been designed very well with just that in mind. And it comes with every feature that you're going to want right out of the box, where there's very minimal, and I mean very minimal, things you're going to need to change with this firearm. Overall, I think from front to back and top to bottom, Sig Sauer outdid itself with this 365 Fuse. So the magazines that I have are three 10-round magazines. Unfortunately, we do not have access to 21s and 17s. However, the magazines are well designed, well built. I don't think they're a Mech-Gar because they are built in USA. However, these are the tightest sprung 10-rounders that I've ever encountered in my entire life, which thus makes me have to do this. And it kind of sucked because the day I was there shooting, I did not have my Maglula. But let me tell you something, if you're going to go shoot this like me and you have 3 10-round mags, you're going to have no choice but to use your Maglula. So that's my advice. Bring it with you, because if not, it's going to suck, because you're going to get about 6 rounds per magazine max. All right, so let's talk about the stippling on this gun. So the gun, like I said, has a full length grip on it, and the stippling on this thing is excellent. As you can see, it's almost like a pockmark pattern on this thing, and I've got to say it bites on your hand really well. I was shooting in extremely hot conditions the day I went out to the range, and I had absolutely no issues with keeping my hands on this gun. Was not slipping, felt pretty good in my hand the entire time, and I have absolutely zero complaints. You can see up on the upper portion of the lower, you see that there is that cutout, which is kind of that classic new Sig style for the lowers, and it really does allow you to get a nice little bite underneath the trigger guard. Obviously, the back strap that I'm having some issues with is the one that you see here. And again, I'm not really sure why, but they did not continue this stippling pattern on the small or the large one. And I think that was kind of stupid. But overall, everything on this gun felt great, and the grip stippling is excellent. So when you take a look at the slide is well done. Lots of different cuts, lots of different looks. I do like the front serrations much better than the back serrations. However, both are extremely usable. The fronts just feel a little bit better, a little bit more aggressive. But overall, the look of the gun and the controls on the gun are excellent and very easily able to access for any hands and any finger length. Also, when we talk about the sight picture is excellent. On this one, you can see that I have an optic put on there already. However, when I did shoot this gun, I didn't even have the optic on it. And I'm telling you, whatever it was, these sights work perfectly. Very bright green fiber optic front and a blacked out rear. And then obviously you have the co-witnessing ability once you put a sight. Keep in mind, this is RMSC 407K, 507K footprints, and it works great. All right, so if I have one negative right now that I'm finding, it's because of my magazine. So because I'm in New York, these are 10-round magazines. They came with the gun, 3 of them, which is awesome. But for whatever reason, I can't get any more than 6 rounds in these magazines. I do not have my Maglula, which sucks, and I got pretty strong hands, but for some reason I cannot get more than 6 in these rounds, or 6 rounds into the magazine. You know, good, bad, indifferent, whatever. So let's see what I can do here. Let's see. Well, so far those 6 went well. I mean, am I going to get failures? I don't know, guys. You know, you only get 6 rounds to test it. Feels pretty good. Shoots damn straight. Whew, I'm sweating like a pig. Wow. Whew. So that's a roughly 24 rounds so far. This is going to take me probably, 15 hours to shoot 100 rounds because I can only load 6 at a time. What are my thoughts so far? Well, it feels pretty good. I mean, I'm still not a big fan of the loose mag well, because you can feel it when you really grip the gun and bite down on that gun. You're feeling the movement a little bit. I mean, is it anything
worse than, let's say, the Shield? Probably not. But still, I expect it from that setup than I would on this setup. That's the only really downside of it. The trigger's excellent. This is a very good trigger. It's probably one of the best triggers I've felt on a 365 or a 320 or any of them. It's just a really good, nice pull, nice reset. The fiber optic is really bright. It shows up really nicely. Love the blacked out rears. Just, you bring it up to your eye level and it just shows really well. It's a very nice sight picture. Quick and easy to shoot. So I'm going to load some more and we'll come back. All right, so 3 hours later, I was able to load 3 magazines with a whopping 6. This one I actually think has 5. I mean, it's just unbelievable how sprung these are, and it's kind of annoying, I'm not gonna lie. Again, not perfect. It's not horrible, but at the same time, if you're making 10-round mags, man, spring them for 10-round mags. And again, I'm not sure if the spring is the right spring or whatever it might be, but it is really tightly sprung, that's for sure. Trigger is really good on this gun. Very good trigger. No needed anything as far as I'm concerned. Super easy to manipulate the slide. All the controls right where they need to be. The durations, they're okay. Yeah, whatever. Wish there was more in there, but it wasn't. So aside from me sweating like a pig, what are my thoughts on this gun so far? I mean, doesn't seem to be any real issues with it. I mean, it's really a good gun. Wow.
So I'm going to end this gun video on a positive note. I mean, everything about the gun works really well. The grip stippling is fantastic on it. Everything feels pretty good, except for the looseness of the backstrap in the magwell. That would be my only downside to this gun at this point, but again, it's nothing major. The trigger is fantastic on it. The trigger works really nicely. I mean, it's just a really complete gun. The serrations look good. You got that pick rail on the front. More importantly, if you want an optic, you can always run the optic on here. And, you know, no plates. So, I mean, overall, the Fuse 365, yeah, man, it is that damn good.